Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about helping retail reopen as a payment processing professional. So I always love, times like this from a business perspective. From a personal perspective, a human perspective, it's very sad seeing the suffering, the death, and all these things that happen from something like a pandemic. But on the business side, it's times like these when we actually figure out who is good at business, right? Who is good at sales? Who is motivated? Who is driven? Who's actually going to be successful? Because anybody can be successful in the good times and everything is going great. The economy is doing really well. That's a different situation. But the problem is, if you want to be successful long term in business of any kind, and especially in sales, you're going to realize very quickly that bad times are going to come. You're going to have a really bad setback once every 5 to 10 years that's really, outside of your control. And so what you do with those moments is really what gives you the right to get to that level of success that you want to be at. And so it's during these times where creativity comes in. And I want to help many of you today to identify a great opportunity. So I was driving in today to the office, and the thought in my mind was, there are so many opportunities right now. Like, it literally blows my mind. If I was still a full-time, sales professional in merchant services or had an ISO, I think about all the things I would be doing right now and all the opportunities. And it's like my mind is blown of just all the things that can be done right now at this moment, because times of change like this always create lots of opportunity. One of those big opportunities, and the one I want to talk to you about this morning, is I want to talk about retail and helping retail reopen. I had a really interesting experience this morning. So my wife and I are looking at potentially building a house. And so we found this really big plot of land, about 20 acres of land that we might buy. And so I've been thinking back and forth about getting a drone that does like the video stuff. So I went on to bestbuy.com and I wanted to get this drone. And it was an interesting experience for me because, I started off going to Amazon. And I'm like, okay, I could buy this on Amazon. I would get it in like 2 or 3 days. But, I pass right by a Best Buy, and I think that they might even carry this particular drone, and I could probably pick it up tomorrow morning, right? Which is great. It's like, one of those buys where it's like, I want to get this thing, And so I went to the bestbuy.com website, and sure enough, they said it was in stock. I could pick it up at the store. I completed the purchase. And this morning, I get a text message around, I think, 9:30. Hey, your order's ready. Click this link when you pull up. So I pulled up, I clicked the link, and there's a little form I filled out to say I was there. And just like that, they brought my drone out to me. And it really just kind of reminded me about what's necessary for retail businesses to reopen. And from a larger perspective, I really think this pandemic has exposed some core weaknesses with local retail businesses. They may not want to admit it, but I don't actually think that the coronavirus put anybody out of business that wasn't going to be out of business anyway in 3 to 5 years if they didn't change what they were doing. All it did is it kind of accelerated market forces to say, look, the bottom line is, your retail store more and more is becoming a place where you keep inventory to service local accounts. But the idea that I want to go into a store and search for something, at least for me and many other consumers, that idea is just already long gone. If I don't know for sure that you have an item, if I can't go to your website and see, yes, you have this item in stock, I don't want to come to your store. I don't want to, if I am going to have to look around all over the place to find something, I'm just going to go to Walmart, or I'm going to go to Amazon, or I'm going to go to Best Buy. I'm not going to stop at 7 local businesses in order to find that one thing that I want, and hopefully one of those 7 will have it. That's just super inconvenient and doesn't really make much sense anymore. What does make sense, though, is if you have that inventory and you have a unique product that you're offering to the marketplace, something that maybe isn't offered anywhere but at Amazon, then all of a sudden you have that speed of delivery where maybe you have my order ready at the counter or ready to bring it out to me during this time, or, even delivery service on larger items. Some of these places, I'm thinking of say a bike store that sells maybe high-end bikes that are $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 bikes, right? Why can't you still sell those? It blows my mind. There are literally bike shops in America who are going to go out of business because of COVID-19, which is the one time in the last 10 years that everybody wants to ride a bike. Literally, it's ridiculous. Why are they going to go out of business? Because they don't even have any way of selling a bike right now. That's crazy. Have a website. Seriously, in the last 8 weeks, if I would have seen an ad in my Facebook feed that said, we sell bikes and we will bring them to you, I probably would have spent $1,500 on a bike because I would like to ride a bike around during this time, right? And so, like, understand, like, you can help retail reopen. So all of this comes down to this point. There are going to be payment processing professionals and or ISOs who are going to make a fortune helping retail reopen in their market. This is a great time for you to focus in on verticals. I talk about it all the time. Here's an example, okay? Find the right ISV, the right technology solution, the right POS solution where you can put inventory into that system and make that available online where people can find it. There's all kinds of solutions. I'm not going to get into the details, but there's plenty of POS systems now that do this, okay? Then go to local retailers, call them up and help them take their business online so people know what they have. They can make it searchable. Did you realize that when you go on Google and you search for, say, a certain kind of bicycle, okay? Do you realize that Google Maps listings now have the ability for you to search the inventory of that business if they make that data available? All of this stuff is coming together. And so if you really want to help the retail businesses in your area, think about how can they get their products into the hands of consumers. And ironically, if you get yourself in the mindset of COVID-19 and how do we get our products into the hands of consumers during a lockdown, you're actually going to be pretty close to getting that business where they need to be in 3 to 5 years to survive anyway. Because in a world dominated by Amazon and in a retail world of Walmart, look at the way that Walmart's done grocery, right? You bring the grocery out to the car. You know, that wasn't COVID-19. That was way before that, and it was super successful already. This idea that, you know, consumers are not as interested in, you know, this big hunt. It's like they're on a scavenger hunt to find the things they want to buy. We don't want to do that anymore. I can do that on my couch. I have a computer. I just look it up. I find what I want, and I will go buy it. But if I can do that at a local business, all the better. That's actually more convenient than me going through Amazon. I'd rather just get it now and get it on my way to work as I drive in or stop off and grab something. I'm fine with that. I love to support local business, but I'm not going to support local business at the expense of my efficiency and my time and my productivity, right? I want to be able to know what you have. I want to buy it if I want it, and then I want to be able to swing by and pick it up. Somebody in the payment space is going to help retail businesses in their market accomplish that objective. And that, my friends, is worth a lot of money. So my challenge to you is think about that opportunity. Maybe it's right for you. Maybe it's not. It's just an example of targeting a vertical, in this case, specialty retail, and helping them reopen their businesses while also helping you build a portfolio that is rock solid with real relationships where you're helping local businesses thrive in this new reality that we're faced with today. My name is James Shepard. I hope you have a terrific week.